Live. You're listening to with Men, the podcast.
This is Men, the podcast. Asante sana kwa kusikiliza, asante sana kwa kuichagua. Na actually tuna appreciate sana mtu ambaye au wewe ambaye kila siku una mambo mengi sana ya kufanya na tunajua dunia iko busy, lakini unachukua muda wako kwa ajili ya kutusikiliza sisi ambao tunakuletea content hii kutoka Men, the podcast. Na essence ya conversation yetu ni kama kila siku tunavyosema kwamba sisi tuna push au tunasukuma mazungumzo kuhusiana na swala zima la afya ya akili, lakini focus yetu kubwa zaidi ikiwa kwa mtoto wa kiume. Yes, tutazungumzia mtoto wa kiume au mwanaume, na context yetu zaidi tuko bias kwa sababu tunamfikiria zaidi Tanzania ambapo ndio sisi tunapotokea. Kwa hiyo that is the whole essence ya Men the podcast. Ni @Men the podcast on Twitter, @Men the podcast on Instagram. Unaweza kutupata pale na kila unaweza kutuambia chochote ambacho unataka kutuambia. Usually huaga tunakuwa na Nadia ambaye ni our own resident psychologist, lakini on this particular episode ratiba zimembana, mambo yameingiliana, kwa tumeshindwa kuwa naye. Lakini kama unaweza kuwasiliana naye, unataka kuongea naye, ni @mindmatterstz on Twitter, @mindmatterstz on Instagram. There's a link kwenye bio yake ambayo itakupeleka moja kwa moja kwenye website yake. Baada ya hapo unaweza kama kubook session au kama kuna issue ambayo unataka kufanya kwa ajili ya kuzungumza naye. She's the best in the business. She's the best at what she does. Kwa hiyo I recommend, kama unahitaji msaada wa mental health, unahitaji kuongea na mtu, misaada ipo. Wataalamu hapa Tanzania wanazungumza katika lugha zetu za taifa ambazo ni mbili, Kiingereza na Kiswahili. Kwa hiyo utachagua, unaweza kuwasiliana na Nadia pale akakusaidia na mkazungumza naye vizuri. Kumbuka tunapatikana on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Boomplay, Good Pods, na pretty much platforms zozote ambazo unatumia kusikiliza podcast yako unaweza ukatupata. Now that is out of the way, we have a very special, we're going to have a very special conversation leo. Tutakuwa na conversation maalum, tutakuwa na conversation special sana. Of course, napenda kufikiria kwamba kila episode tunayoifanya huaga ni special na kila mtu tunayekuwa naye ni special, lakini leo we are taking it up a notch a little bit. Au tunaipeleka juu kidogo ya tunapofanyaga siku zote. Lakini before that, lazima nitoe shukrani kwa sababu leo tunarekodi katika mazingira ambayo usually huaga hatupo. We are in a very fancy spot called The Ridge. Proper. Mimi nasemaga ni proper coffee house. Yeah? Lakini The Ridge inapatikana hapa kwa waliopo Dar es Salaam, inapatikana hapa Chole Plaza. Ukifika hapa best coffee na mambo mengine ambayo yanaendana na kahawa. Kwa hiyo just kama uko mjini hapa, ingia. Kama una usafiri wako, nenda kwenye Google Map, andika The Ridge, itakuleta mpaka hapa and then you'll enjoy. So leo amekuwa kind enough kuweza kutuhost, kwa hiyo we appreciate that. Lakini pili, this will be the first episode ambayo tunafanya on video. Yes, let's see how this is gonna go. I'm not making any promises, but let's see how this is gonna go. So this is what I'm saying, we're taking up a notch a little bit. Kwa hiyo speak at The Ridge, ingia zako hapa. Mara fulani tukifika kusema bwana Mekobaruti kanituma, wanaweza kukupa extra services. So you never know. Play your cards well. Chief,
Vipi brother?
Mambo vipi?
Poa sana vipi?
Fresh kabisa, uko pro?
Niko poa sana.
First of all, karibu sana mzee wangu.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's been long time coming.
Yeah.
Tumezungumza nana kama wiki 3 hivi, I think. Kama
tunachengana nini?
Tunachengana mambo yanaenda na vitu kama hivi, but finally here. Yeah, kama unaisikia hiyo sauti, huyu anaitwa Hassan Tibwa.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
Anaitwa Hassan Tibwa. Inawezekana likawa ni jina geni au lisio jina geni sana kwako. Unaitusikiliza sasa hivi, which is completely okay.
Yeah.
Kama sio jina geni, basi well and good. Lakini kama ni jina geni, ni kwamba Hassan has a very interesting story to share. So, before you start, mimi ngoja niseme how I came about you. Yani nilikufahamu vipi?
Okay, sawa.
Of course, nilisoma kitu ambacho ulikifanya ambacho tutaenda kuzungumzia hapa.
Okay.
Nikawa nimekuja hapa The Ridge kwa ajili ya kupata kahawa. Nikakutana na mshikaji wangu. Ambaye waga very supportive friend.
Yeah.
Nikakutana na bwana Jones Mlusha. Akaniambia, Michael, I think inabidi uongee na Hassan. I was like, una contact yake? Una namna kuweza kuwasiliana naye? Please.
Yeah.
Give me the number.
Okay.
Kwa Jones akanipa number, and that's when I reached out to you, and then baada hapo lakini ratiba zikawa nyingi, lakini now we're here.
Yeah.
Kwanza kabisa, how do you feel?
Well, I feel so nice, eh?
You feel so nice.
Yeah, I feel so nice being here. Finally tumekutana na nini,
Yeah.
Ratiba zimekuwa tight kidogo juu chini, lakini finally tumekutana. Yeah, so yeah, I feel home being here.
Yeah, nice. So labda ni toe context kidogo ili watu waelewe kwa nini tuko na Hassan leo hii. We all know, wote tunafahamu kile ambacho kilikuwa kinaendelea au ambacho kinaendelea Sudan.
Ndio.
Yeah. Na kama ni mfuatiliaji kidogo tu wa mambo yanayotokea hapa mjini, au na habari nini kidogo, hichi ni kitu ambacho wengi tunafahamu ni kwamba kuna machafuko yalitokea ile nchi
kabisa.
Baada ya machafuko yalitokea katika ile nchi, sisi ambao tulioko huku tunaoishi huku ni rahisi kuongea lakini hatupo kule
kabisa.
Kwa hiyo uelewa wetu, utayari wetu na ufahamu wetu sio sawa na watu hapo kule.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lakini Hassan walikuwa unasoma kule.
Ndio.
So kilichotokea bwana Hassan alifanikiwa kuokoa kwenye vyombo vya habari, walikuwa wameandika watu zaidi ya 60.
Ndio.
Uliweza kufanikiwa kuokoa maisha yao.
Ndio.
So hiyo ndio maana mimi nikasema kama alifanya hivyo kuna umuhimu kukaa naye na kuzungumza kama wanaume kwamba kipi ambacho kilikuwa inaendelea kichwani, ilikuwaje na vitu kama hivyo. But before we get to that, mimi I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Mtu akisema muongelee Hassan Tibwa.
Yeah.
Hassan Tibwa ni nani?
Well, I'm just humble. I'm a humble guy. Okay. Yeah, and just a simple, easygoing person. You know, outgoing. You know, I like meeting up friends. Yeah, so hardworking. You know, yeah, committed young man. That's it. Yeah.
Umekulia wapi Hassan?
Well, mimi nimekulia Tanzania. Mimi ni mzaliwa Mwanza. You know, nimekulia
Rock Mwanza. City?
Yes, mzaliwa Mwanza, nimekulia Mwanza. Nyumbani ni Mwanza. Then nimesoma O-level, nikasoma Tabora. Yeah, soma Tabora O-level. Then from there advanced nikasoma Mtwara, nikasoma Ndanda just for 1 year. Then from there nikarudi Mwanza. So nikarudi kumalizia Nsumba. Then from there baada kumaliza high school, yeah, I stayed here for some time.
Thank you.
Yeah, then from there ndo pilika za kutoka sasa ndo zikaanza baada kumaliza high school. Yeah. So kujitafuta mwisho siku nikajipata niko Sudan. Yeah.
Kipi kilichokupeleka Sudan?
Well, Sudan shule, you know. So basically for me kwenda Sudan ni kwenda kusoma. Yeah, so you know, baada kumaliza high school, you know, hiyo kutafuta scholarships na nini, unajua. Tasoma wapi, you know. So I had applied for some different places na nini, unajua, nchi mbalimbali. I don't know, China, Turkey, I don't know.
Plan yako ilikuwa kwamba kusoma Tanzania?
Yeah, so mi plan yangu ilikuwa tu ni I just need to go out of Tanzania, you know, niishi, you know, a different culture, I meet new people, you know, just out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So this was the plan. So the plan was I have to go out of Tanzania, you know. So I was trying, and the only way I had by that time was just through school. So I saw through school I'm going out. So that was my plan. Because nikiwa high school, atomaliza high school with my friends, unajua ile kutafuta nini. So it wasn't just about studying, it was just going to live outside and experience something different, unajua, kukutana na watu tofauti, maybe learning a new language, you know, just staying away from home, you know. So that was my plan. So I had a choice of couple of countries, lakini bahati mbaya, you know, zingine nilikuwa nachelewa interviews na nini, unajua ile kipindi hicho mtandao si sana, unakuta unatumia hata email, umechelewa, those deadlines na nini, so they all failed. So they all failed. Then after there, you know, then finally what I got Sudan. So I got Sudan.
Sudan haikuwa top option.
No, haikuwa top option. Haikuwa top option. Like after nimejaribu kidogo imeshindikana, nikasema okay, let me just try Sudan. So
kwa sababu logically mtu unaweza kufikiria mbona kama mlimani ni bora vile
kama inakuwaje ndio hivyo, lakini sasa mimi the point ilikuwa nitoke nje ya Tanzania.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so ile point hata kama ingekuwa ni Kenya au Uganda, any place, just a different environment, I was up for it. So when my friend called me like, yeah, kuna hii na hii, let's do it. So a good friend of mine akaniambia, okay, akanipa just some tips na nini, kuna hivi wametangaza, let's apply. So tukafanya applications, so we got it. So we got a scholarship kwenda kusoma International University of Africa ambayo iko Khartoum, Sudan. So
which year was this? Ilikuwa mwaka gani?
Ilikuwa ni 2017 2018. Yeah. So yeah, so that's it. So nikafika Sudan for the first time. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anyone.
Lakini wakati unaenda if we track it back a little bit, wakati unaenda Sudan kila kitu it was okay. Kulikuwa hakuna
shida changamoto.
Yeah, shida na hizo changamoto.
Okay, no it depends. You know Sudan, it hasn't been stable for the last 30 years, Like imekuwa na hizo ups and downs na nini. Lakini kulikuwa kuna sehemu unajua sana unasikia Sudan Kusini. By that time walikuwa wametengana, yani kati ya Sudan Kusini na Sudan ya Kaskazini. So now we have two countries now, Sudan and South Sudan. So still the only thing you could hear about Sudan kipindi kile au hata sasa hivi, these instabilities, changamoto na nini ndio nilikuwa nasikia. So hata mimi ama maybe with my friends deciding going there, ilikuwa ni kama you just go like honestly, like you don't get to hear anything good about that place, So for me, I was like, naenda Khartoum, they just try to ask, Khartoum imetulia, kuna shida, kuna changamoto, maybe some other parts kama Darfur, the western side of Sudan, but Khartoum, no, it's very nice, it's okay, people are living. So akasema it's okay, as long as watu wanaishi, then why not,
Na wakati unaaga nyumbani wazazi reaction kwamba for the places unaenda Sudan.
Okay, so wakati naaga nyumbani kwa sababu lastly I had two options there. I had between Sudan and Algeria. So the Algeria option, it wasn't full funded, So like I was supposed to pay a lot of money, even I couldn't afford it by that time. Lakini pia, so ili kuambia nyumbani smoothly kwamba like I'm going out, So I had to tell them I'm going to Algeria because those are the process I was doing, So after nimeona kwamba Algeria I can't make it, so Sudan wanakuja still, nikasema let just them know it's Algeria, but behind the scene I'm going to Sudan. So it was a huge sacrifice I took. So I left home, everyone knew kwamba mimi nimeenda Algeria and I'm studying Algeria, I'm living Algeria for the last 6 years. Mpaka vita imekuja ndo like they got to know kwamba niko Sudan. When I'm in Nairobi, so I've gone through the war.
Isha vita inafutokea wenyewe, they were not even worried.
They didn't know anything.
Wanajua mwanetu yuko Algeria, yuko smooth.
They got to worry baada ya kuona medias na nini, mdaoni nimeshatoka Sudan, niko Nairobi, so yeah, that's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. So you go to Sudan, umefika Khartoum.
Yeah.
Kila kitu kiko smooth.
Yeah, so nimefika Khartoum, everything is smooth, Yeah. Go to school, but unajua like unaenda sehemu like blindly, like you don't know anything, unajua. So even if you expect the worst, but like you can't even get the actual picture of that situation ambayo unafikiria action mwako, unajua. So unahisi labda okay, maybe it can be bad, but it won't be that bad, unajua. But the point I got to land in Khartoum, I was so much shocked, because it wasn't what I expected, I think it was a bit even worse than what I had thought, Wow. So it was really a tough place. It is a tough place, Khartoum. First of all, the weather is so harsh. Like, it's really hot. Joto, I landed, I think, on September or something. So by that time, ilikuwa, temperature nasoma 40-something degrees, 45, So you're coming from Dar es Salaam, unasema it's hot, but it's 20-something. Then you land at the airport, like the moment you just umeshuka kwenye ndege, unashuka ngazi, unasikia ile joto na
fukuto kabisa.
So unahisi labda maybe these are the propellers, maybe the exhaust gas. Kumbe ile ndio iko hivyo. So it was really hot. So the heat ndio ilikuwa changamoto kubwa sana ambayo nakutana nayo, au mtu yote ambaye anafika Khartoum, that's the first thing to experience. So it was really hot, I couldn't even imagine it. Then tukaenda upande, so we picked from the airport, na shule na nini, kuonesha like okay, these are the hostels na nini. So the situation wasn't that much conducive, like it's really tough, unajua. Alafu I remember in Dilala that day I landed at night, in the morning, I woke up in the morning around 8 a.m. like it was really sunny, Sudan it's not just kwamba it's hot, but it's sunny. Jua kali sana, unajua. So by the time naamka saa 2 asubuhi, nasema kwani saa yangu shida nini bana, unajua? Kwani what's happening, unajua? Yeah, so it's really sunny, like kuna ile cultural shock, alafu it's an extremely closed country, unajua. Then it's an Islamic country, sheria kali na nini, so changamoto kubwa ilikuwa ni hiyo kuadapt na mazingira, weather, then your sun, alafu then your cultural shock, like the way to adjust kwamba okay, you're not even free by that time, hata wear shorts na nini barabarani ni hard,
hata kwa wanaume
so ilikuwa like there's some things you do like watu wanashangaa like how could you do it, like you can't just wear a vest and move on the street, on the roads, hakuna. So like you feel kwamba it's not an open place, I feel like something it's closed, so you paka ukae sawa and just it takes some time, but after some time now I realized kwamba this is what I chose, and I didn't see any way of going back home.
Was that time ambayo you're like nimefanya maamuzi sahihi kweli kuja huku?
Exactly, yani kuna muda alifikiria, especially on the first 1 week nafikiria sasa itakuwaje, unajua. Alafu then nikifika Sudan, the higher education in Sudan, it's a bit longer compared to hapa. So for us there, bachelor you do in 5 years, so for me I was chosen to go and do mechanical engineering. So the course itself was 5 years. Then on top of that, wakaniambia if you don't know how to speak Arabic, you need to do 1 year of Arabic language course. So kwa haraka calculations, I had to do 6 years, So that itself, I had a chance to go to school in Tanzania, but I couldn't go. I just want to go out. So I ended up in 6 years. So that itself, before you accept it, it goes through your mind, It's really tough. So nikasema itakuwaje. So that's the only part like nikasema kwamba I wish nisingefanya uamuzi fanya.
Wazungu wanasemaga kwamba be careful what you wishing for.
Exactly,
right?
So I know you.
But be careful what you wishing for.
But now, okay, so nikaona like okay, now for 6 years this will be my life, So nika imagine kwamba, so is there any way to change this? So most definitely ile option ya kurudi nyumbani, it wasn't there, Mimi nikasema like I won't give up, I won't go back home. Me I will just still here, I will like see we are studying, we are living and everything, so me I will just try to make my life here and that's it.
Waga kuna rafiki yangu mmoja hii reference waga naitoa sana kwenye podcast. Waga anasema kwamba ana msemo wake mmoja anasema you should learn to love the mess that you're in.
Exactly.
Yani shida yako ukikutana nayo ipende kwanza, ipende, kubatie ili uweze kuendelea. So you're in Sudan?
Yep.
Maisha yanaendelea. Then
so from there, so after I had to accept the situation, I'm okay now. That's it. So nikaanza kuishi, studying the first year evil. So nikaanza like what I was telling myself, always like I'm not just studying in Sudan, me I'm living in Sudan. Understand? So whether to take 10 years, I don't know what, me I'm living in Sudan, So I started to create that picture of creating my life in Sudan, So mimi this si kwamba ni njia tunapita, no, I should learn how to enjoy this journey and make full of it, So that's something which it helped me so much, kwa sababu sikuona kwamba like okay, let me just stay here for 5 years then I will leave. No, nikasema let me make this place home, let me love this place, let me embrace it, and I did it. So nikaishikilia ile some noises, I don't know, my friends, my families na nini. So like for the first 1 year hata sikuwa naongea na mtu yote. I changed my contacts, sikuwa social media, sikuwa wapi, anything, so no one knew where I was. I just lived my life. I created.
Lakini nyumbani ulikuwa unawasiliana nao?
Once in a while, kucheck on them, vipi, umefika salama, how is there, everything is good. So I had to make sure like everything is okay. Hata nyumbani like they were so comfortable, like everything is good. So kaendelea, then nikaanza kujishughulisha, fanya kazi na nini, just hustle, kwa sababu the scholarship we had, they gave us tuition fee and accommodation and food, but they couldn't give us anything like allowances monthly, So we had to hustle like just ourselves, just go do any kind of jobs just to get something for yourself, And me, because my aim was to make Sudan home, to live in Sudan, so I had to push so hard, kwenda mtaani kuangalia na nini, just kujifunza lugha, kuangalia bita. So that's why. So I adapted really quickly because I love Sudan. I felt home in Sudan. So in the first 6 months or 7 months, I could speak Arabic, something which I didn't know at all. Like for the time I went to Sudan, I didn't know anything about Arabic. I was clear. So nikaanza kujifunza lugha na nini hivi, tafuta kazi, you know, I had some couple of jobs, you know, industries, going night shifts, come back school, asubuhi naingia shule hivyo. So Sudan being a hard country, hata ile hustle ambayo expect, see, it's not that smooth hustle, unajua, like it takes so much for you to hustle mpaka labda ulipo maybe something at least, unajua. So you have to put so much effort. I can say maybe Sudan is even tougher kuliko Tanzania hapa. Like if you think you can hustle Tanzania na nini, ukifika pale like it's really tough, eh?
It's tough,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but I did it. Then for the past 1-2 years, then kidogo sasa changamoto zikaanza, mambo ya demonstrations, riots, mambo ya political conflicts, unaona. So by that time tulikuwa tuna rais, the president was Al-Bashir.
Yeah, Al-Bashir. Yeah.
Al-Bashir. So 2018 hapo 2019 kwa kuna kidogo kuna some, you know, conflicts hapo, watu civilians wanasukuma like lazima atoke, we want civilian led government, we want this and this and this. So by that time kuna changamoto nyingi sana. Kuna muda mwingine tulikuwa tuna, you know, government inatangaza all the schools are closed till further notice. So you just, you know, you don't know what's happening, right? So we had to go through this, you know, periods, you know.
Yeah.
Not once or twice, you know, mara nyingi nafunga miezi miwili. So, you know, it takes me. So nafikiria like, okay, now I have to stay for 6 years. And then these guys were funga shule for further notice. Unajua? Like 3 months, 6 months. So you can imagine, no? So it was really tough. I had friends like Ambo, like some people, they gave up, they just came back home. Then Corona ikaja, then nini. So we had a lot of ups and downs. But for me, going back home, giving up, it wasn't an option. For me, like me, I would just hold it here. Yeah, and things worked on me. So I had life. I met really good friends. I met really nice people. I worked businesses, I don't know, here and there. So I had a couple of things I was doing. So.
And I think I like what you said kuhusiana na concept zima ya kwamba not giving up because na kuadapt.
Yeah, kuadapt.
It's very good kuwa na uwezo kuadapt kwa sababu it's mimi nasema kwamba ni maisha yana guarantee sometimes. Na
exactly.
Comfort zone uliopo leo haimaanishi itakuwepo siku zote.
Exactly, yeah.
Kuna muda things are just not working out na as a man itabidi wadapt. Wakristo waga kuna story moja ya nabii Yeremia.
Yeah.
Is it Yeremia? Yeah. Yeremia kuna kipindi watu walihamishwa wakapelekwa utumwani Babylon.
Yeah.
Wale jamaa wamefika kule wakawa wanajua huyu Mungu si aliwatoa watu Misri bwana.
Yeah.
Kwa hiyo na sisi hapa atakuja tu atatuchomoa.
Yeah.
Kwa hiyo jamaa wamepelekwa kule utumwani afu kawa kama wamekaza, yani kuna vitu hawataki kufanya.
Yeah.
Mungu akawatumia ile nabii Yeremia akamwambia waambie wale watu kule wakae, waoe, wajenge nyumba, wazae, yaani ndio maisha yao. Nadhani alisema baada kama miaka 70 ndio watatoa.
Exactly.
Kwa hiyo issue ni kwamba ni you have to learn to adapt.
Exactly.
You know? So I want us to go back to the point here when the war started.
Okay.
Easy unrest iliyotokea sasa hivi.
Yeah.
Where were you? Na reaction yako ya kwanza ilikuwa ni nini? Do you remember like ulipoona kwamba yani okay, tulikuwa tunasikia lakini now this thing is here and we need to act?
Yeah, I remember, you know, when the war started, you know, kama nilivyosema Sudan kumekuwa na hizi unsettled movements, unajua, ups and downs. So kuna mambo ambayo ilikuwa si jambo la ajabu kuona Sudan. Mfano kama si kuona labda wanajeshi barabarani ama kuona sijui labda tear gas ama sijui demonstrations. It's something so normal, unajua. Unatoka nje unaona these guys are, the roads are blocked, so let me just not use that road, let me use this other. It's something normal, you know. So when the war started, no one knew anything about that war, you know. Hakuna mtu ambaye aliwaza kwamba kutatokea vita. Kwanza it was during Ramadan, ambayo it's something, it's a holy month, Ramadan. So kwamba the country ambayo it has over 80% of Muslims, kwamba how can these people start fighting during Ramadan? So ni muda ambao tulikuwa relax, unajua, watu walikuwa nasubiria Eid. I think ilikuwa ile 10 la mwisho Ramadan. I think kama siku ya 26 ama 25 hivi Ramadan. So watu relax hapo, watu wamechoka, tunasubiria counting down days, like the next 4 days ni Eid na nini, unajua. So watu walikuwa relax. Hakuna mtu angewaza kwamba ingetokea vita. So going exactly at the day when the war started, hapo nazungumza on 15th of April, ilikuwa Jumamosi. So on Saturday, you know, now I had a friend of mine ambaye tumepia pamoja kwenye article, like we did the thing together, we are two of us. My friend is called Sami.
Sami is from where?
Sami is Sudanese.
Okay,
so for him, he's Sudanese person. Okay. Good friend of mine, he was my classmate, you know, so nimejua naye for the last 5 years nikiwa Sudan. Like,
he's your boy, kabisa.
Yeah, he's my boy.
Yeah.
So Sami, even before the war started, he had moved to our apartment, you know, the place where I was living. It's called the Riyadh. So Sami can move, amekuja tuishi pamoja. So like we had a couple of rooms. So he had taken one room. So like we're living together. So the previous day, you know, we had assignments, unajua tunaandika ni, you know, sababu vita imetokea, I was at the last semester. So I would just, you know,
ndio ulikuwa unamaliza. You were 6th year.
Exactly, yeah. On my 5th year school, like in ile mwaka moja ruga. So yeah, ilikuwa like namalizia hapo, tunajiandaa na projects na nini, hizo thesis, you know. So tuko na kazi shule, unajua. Yeah. So tunaandika hapo nini assignments. So now on the next day, we were supposed now to shule sasa kusubmit, unaona, ambapo ilikuwa it wasn't that must kwenda, hiyo ni option. So Sami akasema okay, in the morning mimi nitaenda. So by that time mimi nilikuwa apart from school nilikuwa nafanya taxi. I was a taxi driver. I had my car. So I was doing taxi, so I knew a lot of people around there. So I had a client.
Oh wow, these guys are spoiling us today. By the way, this is a proper coffee. Kama you love our coffee na nini.
Oh, thanks.
This is really, they call it Tanzania so pearberry.
Yeah, okay.
Pearberry?
Yeah.
Pearberry.
Ah,
proper.
Oh, this is so nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know, so me on the next day I had a client. I was supposed to meet her, this lady. I was supposed to meet her, and I don't know, drive her somewhere. I can't even remember. Yeah. So promise ilikuwa on Saturday at 10 a.m. I meet her. You go pick her from my place. You go somewhere. So nikamwambia Sami bana fresh way. You go to school, submit these things. Sami akasema sawa, it's okay, no problem. Sami also drives, he has his car. So akamka asubuhi na nini, nikampa flash and print up, submit. So akaenda shule. So for me, I was just counting down time. Naona ikifika saa 3:30 hapa nitoke, nikamchukua yule mwanamke twende. Hapo asubuhi naongea naye, vipi, uko sawa, location na nini, uko sawa, ina shida. So before nitoke, ama before saa 4 ifike, mama akaniambia, bana Hassan, sorry kama uja move, hold on kwanza, kwa sababu tumetumiwa message na watu wa security, kwa sababu she was working for the United Nations, from the UN. Kama tumetumiwa message from the UN security kwamba there's something going on, so kama auja move kwenda sehemu yote, you better wait fast. So the situation is not so clear, like no one knew what was happening. Nikasema sawa. So I thought maybe ni just normal demonstrations, labda kuna, I don't know, this streets they're blocked, kuna tear gas na nini, you know, it's something normal, you know? So I was like, okay, no problem. I didn't even think kwamba kutakuja kuwa na vita. I didn't even expect. At the same time, Simon also called me from school, like, man, you know what's happening here? Nikaambia, no, I don't know what's happening. Like you know, tumeambiwa tutoke, like everyone has to go back to his home, like those who are staying to the house, they have to stay here, those who are staying outside, they have to go out now because there's a war. Nikaambia, what? Whoa. Akasema, okay. So akasema, like, I've seen so much out here. Now I'm on the way coming home. Like, I've taken some few pictures, you know, you can see, like, kuna trucks, I don't know, kuna army cars, soldiers are everywhere fighting. It's kind of usikia uko liko. Nikaambia, nasikia shootings, lakini I don't know what's happening. They get like it's a war out here. Nikaambia, okay, you come back home. So Sami drove so fast, akafika nyumbani. So kufika nyumbani ananiambia, bana si, anaonyesha picha kwenye simu, angalia nimeona. So it's at that point we knew kwamba vita imeanza. But vita kwa that's one thing, but the intensity, like how big will it be? No one could ever think kwamba vita itakuwa like for these 2 months or 3 months. Thought maybe okay, labda maybe itakuwa maybe for 2 or 3 days, then from there kwanza who is fighting who, you know, all kind of things. So that's how I got to know that the war started. Yes.
So the war started.
Yeah.
Uko in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Ideally, my assumption now, this is coming from either watching too many movies, or just being dumb and naive enough.
Yeah.
But my thinking would be, cha kwanza utafuta shelter.
Exactly.
Kwamba ni wapi nitakuwa safe. Na mara nyingi sana it's everyone for himself. Well, unless kama una familia, una ndugu, unaweza kufanya, lakini kama uko in a foreign country na uko mwenyewe, cha kwanza what comes to your mind ni kwamba yani mimi nakuwa salama wapi?
Salama, yeah.
What was the thing then, were you of the same mindset au kwako ilikuwa ni kwamba what can I do to help? I don't know what was on your mind.
No, it's the same thing, sababu, you know, the first part was like it is real kwamba ile uamini kama inatokea unajua kwa sababu the first day, the second day, I think on the first day at night when it got at the evening, you know, so kwa una taarifa kwamba like if you're inside, don't move like just stay where you are, just stay indoors. Nje kule it's a war ground so just stay inside. So the first thing was to accept kwamba okay, now this is the war and definitely like you have to be safe. So the idea was like, yes, okay, so let's just be safe and hold on and see itaisha vipi, unaona. So it was just like that kwamba okay, let's just wait and see, let's make sure we are safe at this time and let's see like what's happening out there, because uwezo ukatoka nje ukaangalia. So the only way through the social media, Twitter, tuna #Sudan, so tunaangalia because mdau hata hakuna journalist, hakuna mtu wote nje, no one knows anything what's happening. So any kind of information being shared is maybe someone from your window, watu wana shoot, then watu wana capture, then watu wana share, wana post. So tukaona, then from there like wow, no, this is real no, watu people die, unajua like those stray bullets imeingia tu nyumbani kwako, ujui umekaa umekufa, watu wamepost my aunt has been killed, my kid has been killed, you know. So tukaona kwamba now in vita. So
did you lose anybody close to you?
If anybody close? No, I didn't. Thank God, I didn't. But I had some some people I knew, some soldiers, my friends. After the ones I got to know when the war started. During the war, you know, there's some guys who died. Yeah.
So tell me about the first person you saved.
Yeah. So then after the first day, on 15th to Kondani, 16th to Kondani, 17th. Now on the 4th day, it's when took up on you're not doing anything. So you are just eating and sleeping. So it was Ramadan actually. So we are fasting. Ikifika jioni tunaandaa tunapika. Me with other friends of mine. So we just cook, then we eat, and that's it. So galia movie. Sometimes hakuna umeme katika, ama hakuna network. So you know those ups and downs. Now on the 4th day, nimekaa tu sina hilo alile, nimetulia nyumbani. Mara simu ikaita. Now the phone rang. Kuangalia it was a strange number. A strange number straight from Kenya. It was a Safaricom number. So nikasema Safaricom number, who is this So sometime then I picked the call nikapokea, hi vipi. Now that was a call from my old friend. Now this guy, I won't mention his name. So the guy, he was in Sudan 2 years ago, and I met him. Like I used to drive him around as a cab driver, so I used to pick him from the airport, you know. So the guy called me. The guy was like, Tibwa, what's up? How are you? Like, I'm good. So I'm flying. Like, okay, so vipi bana. The guy was like, so sorry, it's been so long. Tujaongea, this is my number. But I hope you're safe. Sorry for what's going on in Sudan. I'm like, yeah, I'm safe. Everything is good. The guy like, no problem. The guy like, sorry, I have a request for you. Nikamwambia naomba msaada kutoka kwako. I know you have a cab, you have a taxi, so please, I have my friend, my colleague, and my boss. This lady, she's somewhere stuck in Khartoum 2. So Khartoum 2, it wasn't very far from where I was staying, but between where I was staying, Riyadh, and Khartoum 2, kuna airport. So at the airport, vita ikianza, manake those are the ones of the hot spots. So ile airport ilikuwa imeshikiliwa na wale RSF guys. So kulikuwa kuna huge fighting zinaendelea katikati pale. The same to Khartoum 2, because Khartoum 2 it was a place where it's like maybe unasema kama Masaki hivi, unajua kuna a lot of embassies, you know, a lot of diplomatic houses, and you know it's a bit high end areas. Then kuna hizi njia za kwenda presidential palace, kwenda ikulu, kuna njia za kwenda army headquarters, and also it's a bit a strategic area, no? So itself being located that area, kulikuwa kuna mapigano mengi sana endelea, you know. So you can imagine how intense it was. So jamaa kaniambia bana, huyu mtu wangu, huyu rafiki yangu yuko wapi? Ipo Khartoum 2. Yuko stuck there. She's stuck there, she's alone. The 4th day now, hana umeme, hana maji, unajua, alafu it's so tough for her. She's crying, and as we are speaking, her phone is on 5% only. So anytime inazima. We have tried all the ways, tumejaribu, watu wa security, watu wapi ofisini kwao na nini, imeshindikana. She decided to call me. I'm in Kenya, you can imagine, So I'm the last person she called me, you know. Yeah. And for me, the only person I can think about it's you. So, Tibwa, you just think about it. Please, you think about it. If you can do it, I would really appreciate it. Like, you just go and do it. Then the guy akakata simu. So, hapo sasa ndo kwanza kudigest what the guy told me. Akasema, now, so I was thinking now, like, it's been 4 days, I'm indoors. Sijatoka nje. I don't even know what's like out there. Then this guy wants me to go to Khartoum too, to pick up this lady who I don't even know. Yeah. So nikasema, so you know, I had to talk to my friend Sammy. Yeah. Nikamwambia Sammy, you come. Listen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy called me, so nikamwelezea everything. Nikamwambia, do you think I can do it? So honestly, alone I could have done it. Nikamwambia Sammy vipi? Kwa sababu at least here Sudanese, like, okay, I understand the players, I know the language, I know everything, but still
lakini ni mwenyeji
pale, unajua? So at least like hata kama tunakufa basi at least tu wawili, unajua ile? Yeah, so it was like that. So nikaongea na Sammy na nini? Sammy akaniambia hapana bana, you can't do it. That's so hard. How could we do it? So tukafikiria, you know, some minutes, nikamwambia, but as you're talking, that lady's phone is on 5%, so we have to decide whether we're going or not. Uje bani mwambieje? Sama akaniambia, it's okay, let's go. We can do it. We can do it. Let's just go. So we imagine like that lady, the situation where she was. Hana chakula, umeme umekatika, hivyo, and like how she was, So like, and the guy, so like we are the only people who could just do something for her. Let's just do it. Chukua simu yangu nikampigia jamaa, nikamwambia sikia, we are going. Send me the number of that lady. Jamaa akanipa namba ile mwanamke, nikampigia. Hi, this is Hassan, the friend of this and this and this. So yeah, I'm coming to pick you. She was crying. Like, please come. As you're speaking, I had bullets being fired in my window. I can't see anything out there. It's just smoke, bombs and whatever. You please come. So akanielezea sema nakaa, nilikuwa najua I know that place. Kata simu, we had to pray. Nasali pale na Sami, like our last prayers literally, So tubu zambi zote na nini hapa tukufa tunakufa.
Uka make peace na Muumba wako.
You know, so we did it. Tukatoka nje for the first time after 4 days I stepped outside. So now my car, I didn't have fuel. I didn't have enough fuel because I was supposed to fuel that the next morning as I'm going out, so I didn't have fuel. So we had to use Sammy's car. So nikamwambia Sammy tumia gari yako, sawa ina shida twenzetu. Just a small Corolla 2015 model. Tukaingia ndani, Sammy anaendesha. 1-2 sana kutoka barabarani. The roads were so quiet. The only thing you could just hear was gunshots and bombs and whatever. That's the only thing you could hear. So tumeenda like in the distance, tukaona like the first checkpoint. So wanajeshi wamekaa sababu wale RSF guys, there are 2 armies involved. The RSF and SAF guys. Now the SAF, they are the government army. Then the RSF, it was formed from the Janjaweeds and those rebels, but now they became so big. Now they are part of the government, so they are well-recognized army. So the RSF ndo walikuwa wameshika hiyo Khartoum. So the moment wamechukua manake, they are in everywhere. Every street unapata hapo nje kuna kama wanajeshi kama 15 wamekaa hapo kwenye gari. Na RPGs, I don't know what, you know, like heavily armed. So tukaona the first checkpoint, wakatufika wanashangaa like, what are you guys doing here sasa hivi? Kwa sababu there is no any civilian ambaye yuko nje. We are literally the only one. So tukafika tukaanza kuelezea bana, for us we are this and this and that. From there, even before we approach from far, stop. Simama, hey, what are you guys doing? Who are you? Mikono juu, mmenyosha mikono juu. Wamekuja pale ile kwa sababu like they have like, even for themselves they're surprised like, why are you guys outside? Who are you? Like where did you get that courage and confidence? So wanakuja pale, wanatukagua, wanatusearch na nini. Mwisho wa siku wameona kwamba we okay, I don't have anything, wanaangalia IDs na nini, ndio wanatuambia okay, nenda. We're going to elezea. So we had to say like, okay, we are going to help our sister who she's sick, she's someone Khartoum too. Naelezea the situation. Then wakaturuhusu. We went through, I can't even remember, I think over 30 checkpoints. Because we had to use the long way, because we couldn't cross through the airport. So we had to use the long way around the road to get to Khartoum too, you know. So it's from here and here, but we had to go around to get there. Normally it takes us about maybe like 15 minutes to drive from Riyadh to Khartoum, but on that day it took us maybe near like two hours before we got there. A lot of stops, as we were going, we had bullets fired, towards our car. Like it couldn't hit the car, but just from nowhere. Nafika same, like it's so quiet and calm, like then from nowhere tukasikia bunduki imepigwa, unaona. So we just had to turn kenda same, tukasubiria tukasema, man, are we really doing it, eh? Then after kumetulia, we used another roads. Then till we got to Khartoum 2. When we got to Khartoum 2, we like sasa Khartoum 2 labda kama Masake, sasa tumeingia Masake. The moment we got there, we saw hundreds of soldiers, unajua? Hundreds of soldiers moving on trucks and cars, like what are you guys doing here? Na tukaelezea, but wakaturuhusu. Nafika, this is the building. Nafika wanasema, we did it. But tunafika ile building, unaangalia what was happening outside, eh? Unaona kwamba hapa maybe like 30 minutes ago kulikuwa kuna kitu kinafanyika hapa. Unaona like some buildings short, naona hizo alama za risasi na nini, bullet holes kwenye gari, vioo vimevunjika na nini, glass shattered. Kafika pale, kapigia simu, we are here. Come second floor, tukapanda juu. Second floor. Nafungua mlango, yule mwanamke haamini kwamba we made it. So she was so happy to see us. She was crying, terrified, she was worried. But yeah, so tukaingia ndani. So she had to, to walk us around, akatuelezea, okay, this one, atuonyesha zile risasi, like I saw it. So yeah, so like, you guys, I just want you to take me from here, take me to the hotel. So kuna hotel inaitwa Salam Rotana, which is not very far from where she stays, eh? It's more close to the airport. But there it was a bit safe because sababu kuna many internationals wako hapo, so like they were more safer there. Unajua, it's hotel na nini, food, power and generators. So like, you take me to the hotel. Imagine the way Sudan is hot, eh? Then staying without electricity, like unapozungumzia like 45 degrees, 46 degrees, eh? Like uwezi ukasurvive kama una fan ama una AC. Sometimes what fan ifanye kazi, it blows heat, eh? So now imagine hauna umeme. It's extremely hard, like you can't even imagine how hot it is. So kaa pale for some time now, hata sisi pia ku relax now, to regain that courage now. Sasa hivi tuna step outside again, back to the war zone, driving to the hotel. So tukafika pale, tukatulia, then we had to pray again there. Swali hapo na nini hivyo. Then tukaambia like, okay, your bags just leave behind, just take one backpack. Then she had to dress like kama mjamzito, unajua, so akaweka vitu, akavaa baya, gauni na nini, kama tukamfunika kama ku create kama scene fulani, some kind of scene. Yeah, so from there we step outside. So the hardest part now was ile sasa tunatoka ile kwenye apartment yake, sasa tunakanyaga nje. Sasa hapa I told Sammy, as we are going outside now, there's no going back, eh? So let's just face it. Close our eyes, tukashuka stairs, gia kwenye gari. Mama yuko nyuma, sio yeye tuko mbele. Sam is driving. So we drove, went through the same hell we went before, everything even more tough. Katusimamisha, tukakua, katusachi, milipuko na risasi, I don't know what. But finally we made it to the hotel. The moment she got to the hotel, she was crying. And yeye mwenyewe kuamini kwamba we went through that. Fika pale hotelini, tukapata kuna some other guys ambao wako hapo, some of his colleagues, her colleagues ambao hotelini kuna watu, vita imeanza Jumamosi, so kuna watu walikuwa wameenda maybe swimming, I don't know, wameenda just for breakfast or something, so they had to stay there. So for them, so they have 4 days, they haven't even gone out. Wanaona tu kwenye TV kwamba the war is going on. So she was so happy being there. Watu wakafurahi, people were surprised like, wow, this guy, they did it. So tukakaa sehemu, then watu wakaja kutushangaa, sasa vipi mmewezaje, maswali vipi ukoje, kunapitika na nini hizo. So that was all about the first call. Yeah.
So that is the person that's up. Okay. One time unaweza kusema kwamba ni bahati mbaya au ni bahati nzuri.
Yeah.
But how did we get to 60?
Good question, eh?
Or more than 60. Yani kwa sababu one time, yeah, it's okay, it's cool. Mmemsaidia mmoja.
Yeah.
Then how did you get to 60 people?
Well, so not me, tumemchukua huyu mtu wa kwanza. So tumefika hotelini. Now for us the biggest focus now it's it's like now how are we going to get back home, So tumefika hotelini, she's safe, but for us we can't stay there. We have to go back home. So our focus was just to go back home. So she came to us, akatuambia bana, thank you so much for what you did. Menisaidia, I can't thank you enough, blah blah blah, we spoke. Then from there akatuambia like, you guys helped me, yes, but I just want to tell you something. Kwamba the situation you found me in Khartoum 2, we have more than 30 staffs from our organization who are still there in Khartoum 2.
Stuck.
The same situation where I was in, or some of them even worse, because there's some who they have their families, they have young kids and everything. So what to choose? Akasema mimi like siwatumi, I'm just saying, if you guys will think you can do anything, please, we'll appreciate. Well, like no, for us, let's just go home first and that's it.
Yeah.
So to agree, or we didn't even promise anything, we just left. After tukiwa hapo, kuna some guys who they came to us like, I have my friend is there, please could you go and some people they're approaching us.
Yeah.
But we said no, first just want to go home. So we drove back home. The same hell, risasi, checkpoints, nanini, but we made it home safely. I'm just trying to make it summary. Yeah. So much happened. So tukafika nyumbani. Ile kama wow, sasa tumefika, like we made it. After you have done something so scary, it's when like once you succeeded, it's like now you feel the adrenaline nasikia hewa, nasikia like you feel so nice, like sasa tunawaambia sasa washikaji wetu ambao wako ndani sasa, bana tumefika Khartoum 2, tumeona hiki, maybe some pictures we took, we have seen this, we have seen that. So tumefika nyumbani kama in some few minutes, sims kaanza kuingia sasa, people are calling us strangers, sababu huyu mama watu wakimuuliza like, who helped you? Sasa mimi siwezi nikawatuma, lakini this is the contact, you just call them, if they can do anything then it's okay, but for me I can't talk to them. So watu wanapiga simu, people are calling, some are crying, like please come and help me, I'm here, I'm there, this I have kids. So people are calling to the point that we had not to think like, yeah, we are the only one, these guys are depending on us, like we have to do something, Sami. What do you think? So you kwanza kujifikiria. Then now this time around, for me it was really hard to accept kwamba I'm going back. Then nikasema hapana, mimi siendi bana. But sana kanambia no, let's just go and help these people. Nikasema okay, no problem. After some time kufikiria, I'm going to relax, katoka sema okay, it's okay, let's just go and help these people. We did the first time, yes, the same way we spoke to these people. They didn't harm us, si kwamba to shoot or anything. No, we are safe. Let's just go and help these other people. I called that lady, nikamwelezea bana, since we are going back to Khartoum 2, who should we go and pick? So after we accepted, so literally we were working under her. So she was telling us, okay, go to Khartoum 2, this place, go and pick this one, this is the number. Ukifika pale, call this one. So we went back to Khartoum 2. Now the second round, even more harder than the first one. Ups and downs, bombs, I don't know what. We got safe to Khartoum 2. Tukafika in that buildings, we called these people. So now in the second round, we helped 4 people. 3 men and 1 woman. She was Gambian woman working for UNICEF. Then 1 Ugandan guy and 1 Kenyan guy and 1 Russian dude. So there were 4 of them and 2 of us, so we were 6 in the car. So watu 4 wako nyuma, sisi tuko 2. Safari ya kurudi airport na hotelini. This one was even tougher because we are more men, they are more scared, because about wanajeshi wenyewe wako hapo, lakini yani they're just ready for an ambush or something,
Yeah.
So by the time
wanaume wengi
wanasema what's happening, right? So from far na nini toka wenyewe wamekagua bags, what you guys do you have, where are you going, au ngine waongei Kiarabu. So for us, we're the one we have to talk on their behalf, like no, this is that person, this one does this is the passport, this is the ID. So it is here. After we prove everything it's okay, then we have to rules, okay, you guys can go. So we went through that, tukapita fika mpaka hotelini. So this time we have 4 people plus 200. Now we did 5 people. Now this time it's around 4 or 5 p.m. Hapo jioni giza limeshaanza kuingia, so tuko hapo, watu ile sasa furaha hotelini pale, watu wanakuja wanatufata, hey, thank you so much you guys. So hapo Hassan Tibwa, Hassan Sami, you know, like hiyo watu wameweza kutujua, simu zinaingia. So now the last trip on that day, so on that first day we did 3 trips, so now on the last trip now was to go and help my friend, because as I was moving, I had this lady, she's a friend of mine, she's American, so ipo Katumtu. So when I was in Katumtu on the second round, I was on chatting with her, you know, nikamwambia, now she heard that I was helping people. Akasema, Hassan, come on, please do something, like you come and help me, the situation is really bad, because like I was talking to her, you know, all these days. So nikamwambia, I'm coming back to pick you. So like nikafeel kwamba after all this I've done, then these are strangers, who I helped, but now that lady, she's my friend, I know her, you know. That was Sam, you have to go back there. Sema kanambia, no, you are kidding, man. Angalia umda, kwa sababu ikifika jioni ndo mambo yanakolea kweli kweli. Akasema anambia, no man, you can't do it. So tukaanza kukwaro hapo na nini, hapana twende. Nikamwambia Sam, listen, me I have promised that lady, kwa sababu hata ukienda kwenye hiyo post ya New York Times, utaona kuna screenshot of chats imewekwa pale. So ile ilikuwa ni mimi na yule that lady. So namwambia, like, I'm coming to pick you, I'm coming to help you, I promise I'm coming, you just don't do anything, because like she was so much worried and scared. The situation was horrible. So like for me, I can't sleep here, because at that day those RSF guys, they started even like to occupy buildings, they were going inside, so like it was really bad. So I can be like, no, me, like, you come. If you don't come, I'm going to do something. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but you just come. So you can be, no, don't do anything. Don't drive outside. Don't even step outside. Me, I'm coming to pick you. So I had that. I was supposed to have to go back there. So Sammy akanielezea, oh, you know, nikamwambia, let's just go, Sammy. If you can't go, you just give me the car. I will drive myself and I will go to pick her. Then like, okay, no problem, let's go. So we agreed. Hivyo muda mwingine tunanuniana na nini. Hizo, unajua, wote tumepanic hapo, unajua tulikuwa unstable na yeah, but we did it. We drove again, we got to Katumtu. Tulifika Katumtu, I thought this lady, she just alone. I found she's her and other 9 people, I think even 10, kwa sababu kuna familia hapo. So what they did, the building was like a 10-story building, so now the apartments inside there, most of them, their colleagues, they were on the same office, so they had gathered to one apartment. So there were other people there with her. You have to open the door, like, wow, watu wako hapa wamejikusanya.
Na nyinyi mna Corolla.
Sisi tuna Corolla hapa. So tukiwa itakuwaje hapa. So tukaongea nao na nini, sasa hapa okay. So this lady, she told me, like, now listen, Hassan, it's either we go all of us or we stay all of us. There's no like we wawili waende haiwezekani. So the good thing, they also had their cars, They had their cars. So we had to pick 2 more cars. And now we had to move on a convoy of 3 cars. So tukawapanga hapo na nini, okay, wewe tena kwenye gari na just some few bags they had kids, you know. There were South Africans, there were Americans, you know, Kenyans, you know, Ugandans, some Asian guys, so some like different countries, So tukawa kwenye magari tukaanza kuendesha. So me, I drove that lady's car. Sammy akadendesha gari yake, the other guy also had to drive, so we had a convoy of 3 cars. So because I knew very well those are Katumtu areas and the roads, so the one driving, I was on the first car. So the first car, Simon was on the last car, and this guy was at the middle. So he moved at the convoy. No, it was tough. Na hapo sasa tunaongea giza imeanza kuingia hapo jioni saa 12 hapo saa 12 kama saa 1. It's a bit dark. Hapo magari yanapita na nini, sasa wanauliza mnaenda wapi, simama hivyo. It was really tough, extremely challenging, but finally we made it safely to the hotel. So we made it to the hotel with more than 10 people, and those 5 guys, we had like maybe 16 people or something, just on the first day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that is how it continued to happen. The first day, the second day, the third day, we did that for like 6 or 7 days. 6 or 7 days. Yes. And then, watu wakawa wanazidi kuambiana na.
Kabisa.
At no point ya kuwaletea matatizo na the army.
No, we had challenges, like we were detained. You know, kama ukiona kwenye article ukisoma kuna kuongelesha we were detained for a couple of hours, you know, tukaachiwa mida kama saa 9 asubuhi from 10 p.m.
Hasa katika huo muda wote uliwasiliana na nyumbani?
Hapana.
Uliwasiliana na ubalozi? What was your game plan?
No, for me I was just leaving and that's it.
No game plan. Were you even thinking of getting out of Sudan?
No, hapana, kwa sababu on the first week on the end of the first week now, as our easy embassies now, they were planning evacuation, like you have to move, you know. So the Tanzanian embassy, they called me. I had some friends who they used to work with the embassy. They called me like people are going, like you have the roster, but your name is not there. What's your plan? I told them, for me, I'm not going. Like,
why?
For me, my plan was not to go out of Sudan.
Why?
Okay, why? Okay, I have okay, first, like I was optimistic, like I couldn't imagine like this war could take this long. Me, I thought like maybe this is something, maybe it could last me for a month or something, or 2 months. So why should I go? Okay, I'm going where? I'm going home. I was, so it's something like I couldn't even accept it. So I think my mind, like since I didn't have anywhere to go, so like no, I just have to hold into this. I kept on remembering my promise and my plan. Me, I'm not giving up in Sudan. I will stay here till I get my papers, till I get my life, you know. So I was like, no, this thing it will end. Hata kama in Khartoum, it will get worse. We can move, go to the village or go somewhere and live there 6 months or whatever. Then from there we come back to Khartoum and life maisha itaendelea. Hawataweza kupigana forever. So I would just stay here. That was first. But the second thing, for me, Sudan was home. Khartoum was home. I was there for 6 years. I had accumulated a lot of things, you know. I had my car, I had a couple of things. Like I had life in Sudan, you know. So for me, all this which I have been building for the last 5 years through blood and sweat, then siku moja tu niamke nifumbe macho nichukue begi langu moja niondoke, it was really painful and it was really hard to imagine. So me I was like, no, me I'm not going anywhere. This is my life and this is it.
Na wakati mpaka that time nyumbani bado unajua kwa Algeria.
Exactly.
Mpaka that time.
To that time.
So I have any naswali ambayo ina kama 2 parts. Part 1. At what point ilikufanya uamue kwamba it's time to go?
Okay. So kwamba okay, mimi nilisema mimi siondoke, niko Sudan. So nimekaa hapo, sasa vita inaendelea. Watu wameshaondoka, Tanzania wameondoka, like imagine like your friends, like your countrymen.
But you and Sami were still in Sudan.
We're still in Sudan.
Sababu Sami kule ni kwao na umegoma kuondoka. So watu wameondoka, sasa watu wameisha. Like you know, it's like a sacrifice. So like okay fine, should I go, should I remain? But the moment I say like me I'm remaining, which means watu wameshaondoka, and the moment wakishaondoka, the ways to go out, they get extremely impossible. Like it's really hard. Maybe to just move out alone and utapita wapi, unajua. So the guy they left. So it's me and Sami. In our apartment we were 4 of us. 2 were Ugandans and me and Sami. So we're trying to convince these Ugandans, like you guys listen, let's just stay here. Let's just stay. We have food because we were collecting food from these people we are helping. You know, so we have food, we have water. So let's just stay here. These guys, for them, like at the beginning of the war, they're like, yeah. For me, like, yes, we will stay. Namweza rafiki yangu Malik, are you leaving or you're staying? Like, me, I'm staying. Okay, fine, let's just stay. That's cool. So yes, the first day, the second day. But the way the days goes, watu wanaanza kujiandaa kuondoka na nini simu. The guy was like, man, me, I'm leaving. One day we went out. We came back at home in the evening. These guys were packing their bags. We're like, man, first we are going, you know? Shit. Yeah. So like, okay, no problem. See, first we are here. We'll be updating what's happening in Sudan. We had to drop them. Me and Sam, we drop our friends to where they had to, you know, to connect with their countrymen, Ugandans, and their embassy. Bye, man, bye. That's the last time I saw them. The guy, they left. We got back home ourselves. We were 2 of us, me and Sammy. Now, eventually, after the second week, now people were leaving. Now, even the Sudanese who were staying there, now they're also leaving. So we found that we were the only 2 people on our neighborhood. Because at the first time on our building, ilikuwa nasema jengo la ghorofa 5 ghorofa 6, 5-story building. Everyone left, They even gave us like the keys to the apartments, like we were the only one in the building, so you could just go through the whole building had 2 people.
The whole building, we were just 2 of us.
Wow.
This not the first, like on the first week or the second week. Just ourselves. And it was okay. We were just there, we got the rooftop, we see what's happening, we come back inside. On the end of the second week, we found that we were the only one, nearly the only one in that neighborhood.
The whole neighborhood.
The whole neighborhood. Like kama unazungumzia kama hii sehemu yote hapa.
Yeah. Mbaki watu wawili.
Mbaki peke yetu.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now we got information from people. One of our friends ambao walikuwa at the army. Wakatuambia one of the RSF guys, some friends ambao we had met, on this. Baada sasa no, this is our work we were doing. So we had to make friends, some contacts, people we could call. So wakatuambia nyie bana, kama mnaweza tokeni, kwa sababu on the coming days there might be a huge ambush coming. So you guys will have to move. Kwa sababu hii hatua inaenda wanaanza kuattack with planes. So wanaanza kubomb the buildings na nini, kwa sababu RSF they on ground. Wameanza kujificha kwenye majengo na nini kwenye mashule. Yeah. So like you guys, you have to make sure you move. Kwa sababu literally on all this neighborhood you are just the one you have remained. Au jamaa anatuambia sababu wao like they had a checkpoint very close to where we are staying. So ilikuwa kama askari zetu tunaenda kama jioni, we go out, we chill with them at their checkpoints. These are soldiers, tunaongea nao, so they were friends. Manya bidi mtoke. So now we had to move. But now moving, going where? So the plan was like, okay, listen, no, Sammy's house, it's a bit out of Khartoum, like it's a bit out of town. It's in Khartoum, but a bit out of town. So for us, Sammy's, you have your home, so let's just go to Sammy's home. So we had to move from Riyadh, from our apartment, move from there now to Sammy's place. And that was an extremely, tough time I went through, because it's when I felt that pain. But now I'm just forced to pick some few things, just one bag, just my papers, my laptop, and that's it. Everything else, it remained behind. Like the clothes hang, that's it. Just picked one bag, picked our food, Sammy picked his stuffs, and we drove away. So we left to Riyadh. I left my car down there. We took Sammy's car. We went to where Sammy's house was. It's a place called Kalakla. Kalakla, it's on the southern part of Khartoum. We went there. As I was parking, I told Sammy, man, we are just parking, going to your house, going to your home, hoping we'll come back and live our lives. But have a feeling, this is the last time I'll be here. And it's so true. Since that day I left, I've never gone back there.
You don't even know what happened. You don't even know what happened to your car.
I had like the building was bombed.
Oh, the building was bombed.
That's what I had.
Wow.
Yeah. So
from Sammy's house, that's when you're like, now I need to go home too.
No. Still from there. Like for me, we are staying. So we're here. This is the house and everything is here. So let's just stay. So we are living. So Sammy's house, the family lives in Saudi Arabia, but there he had his sister was there with the husband. So it's a 2-story building. So for them, they were upstairs. For us, we were downstairs. Just, we're living comfortable. So there, we kuna mapigano mengi sana. So we could just hear the fightings from a distance. But sometimes, so get close. Sometimes, normal, So by that time, like the war, it's normal. Like we're living the war. So like hata asubuhi unamshwa na risasi na nini pa tunashtuka. Okay. Kwa sababu kulikuwa kuna umeme, so we are sleeping on the rooftop. So sitting on the rooftop, kwa asubuhi unaona hiyo moshi na nini, okay, kumekucha. Just pick your mattress, you go back down. Yeah. So now this way, speak about the third week of the war. Now at this time, the New York Times guys wasa wameanza kutafuta, even before we left in Riyadh, they had heard what we were doing. So wakanitafuta, so I was in contact with one of the guys, the reporter, Declan. So they can for New York Times, So akanitafuta, so like, yes, we want to make a story of what you guys are doing. Like, we have heard about your stories and everything. It's so amazing story, so brave of you guys. So let's do it. So at that time, tuna cooperate sana jamaa anaandaa stories. So tunatumia picha, tunamsimulia like what this, couple of calls. Now till when we go to Sammy's house, So at that time, like, kwa tumemaliza sasa kumsimulia, so the guy like is preparing that, the article is ready, ameweka kwa kwa editors, from there you published. So at that point, now I had my friends, maybe some couple of people who I helped, some guys hapo sawa. At that time, most of them now they had moved, they have been evacuated through Port Sudan. They went to Jeddah, from Jeddah they went to Nairobi, so came to anybody. But these guys, they kept on like to check on me, like, Hassan, how are you doing? So how is Sudan? Okay, so the plan, are you staying? So friends, just some people can be like, man, you have to leave, you have to leave because Sudan, like, it's going to take so long, so you have to leave. So most of friends were telling me like, leave. So just that's the friends who were watching from outside, the ones who were in Sudan, so I'd be, man, you have to leave. Till that point, my family, they didn't know anything what was going on. So then it's when I like, okay, I have to go, because like, okay, now let me just go. Let me go to Nairobi. No, the plan was I leave Sudan, I go to Nairobi, I stay for some time, then I see what's next. And at that point, kulikuwa kuna mtandao sasa. There was no even network. Even few friends I was in touch with, they could call me straight. Like we talk. Sometimes it was even really hard even to get connected. Yeah. So then we found out kwamba the article imetoka sasa. Like, you guys have been posted on the New York Times. Like, you guys appeared on the front page. You guys appeared this. Like, these are the reference. Like, these are the reviews. Like your story is out there, So ile story pia kutoka ikawa pia sasa, it's a reason I was like, I need to go, because watu kwa sana tafuta, like people are reaching out, like at Patkani, like you're not even online or not even this. So I told Sammy, listen Sammy, let's go out. So Sammy also wanted to go, but Sammy, he lost his passport on all these ups and downs. He lost his passport. So just he had the old passport, but the new one, he didn't have it. So he couldn't, like, so for him, he had to stay behind because he didn't have his passport. So for me, I had to find a way to leave. How did I leave? I got in touch with some Kenyans through the Kenyan embassy. So for them now, they were planning the last evacuation group. So I had to go and join them with the Kenyans. Then from there, to leave the country. So Sammy dropped me at that place. It's like a residential place where the Kenyan guys were living. So there it's where like everyone had to find the way to get there. Then from there, the bus could come and pick us. We left. So nikafika hapo, we stayed there for about 3 days at that place, 3 or 4 days. On the 4th day, we left. We were 55 of us. Out of 55 of us, we were only 2 men and 53 women. All these 53 largely were Kenyans, and we had like 2 Ugandans and 1 Burundi lady. Yeah, so I was the only Tanzanian, and I was the only one who could speak Arabic. So the embassy gave me that bus, like Hassan, because of the one who could speak Arabic, and for us at the embassy were remaining behind. Like, you guys, you have to go. So you'll be the leader. This is the roster, the names of the people in the bus, and this is the permit, the travel permit. This is they are not from the embassy. These are the documents. So barabara wakiwasimamisha, wakiuliza sijui I don't know what, show them this, and you have to talk for these people. Just make sure these guys, they get safe to South Sudan, because we had to move through South Sudan. Yeah. I said, okay, no problem. So now I had another task to move with 55 people through South Sudan to the border. Tuambia mkifika border, you'll meet there are IOM guys, the UN Department for Immigration. So they'll be there at the border waiting for you. Then from there, you proceed with the Kenyan embassy in South Sudan. Yeah. So on the 4th day in the morning, basi likaja, tukawekwa hapo ndani, out at the front, safari kaanza from Khartoum to Renk. Renk now it's just a city. It's a small town from the border, South Sudan. Yeah, and that's it.
That's how you made it. Is Sammy still in South Sudan up to now?
No. Now Sammy remained in Sudan.
Mpaka leo?
Sammy remained in Sudan, in Khartoum. So he stayed there. Now the situation got worse. So now he had to move from Khartoum. Now he went to Port Sudan. Port Sudan, it's on the border. It's just on the sea. So it's the border between Sudan and Saudi Arabia. So it's just a sea separating. So once you cross that side, you're in Jeddah. This side is Port Sudan. So it's then Port Sudan. Actually, not Port Sudan now. It's where all the government offices, they moved there. It's like now it's like a new city there now. Port Sudan. So it's a bit safe there. So there are these NGOs and organizations. They're all operating from there. So he moved there, hoping maybe he could get a visa. He could get a way to cross to Saudi Arabia, where he could meet his family, or maybe to renew his passport or something. So he moved there. So as I was speaking, Sam is still in Port Sudan.
But he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe. He got a job. He's working there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So tell me about nyumbani. How did that conversation go? Eventually, the truth came out. New York Times on the Post.
Yeah.
People are talking about it.
Yeah.
Who ndio Hassan Tibwa ambaye what was the reaction nyumbani? How did that conversation go?
So nyumbani hawakujua mpaka ile post imetoka, New York Times imetoka. You know, it's not like si kila mtu anasoma New York Times. Hata hapa like there is no, a lot of people they have no idea about New York Times. Yeah. So there are just few people who they knew about the post, watu kama kina Jones, and some other guys who they checked on me, you know. But largely my family, no one knew anything till that time. So I made it from Khartoum to South Sudan, then from South Sudan ndege ya Kenya KDF ikaja katuchukua, then we landed in Nairobi. So in Nairobi I met my friends, like yeah, they had organized everything, my stay, so I was staying in Nairobi. So I stayed in Nairobi for 2 weeks. Till that time my family, they didn't know anything. Now at that time when I was moving through South Sudan, it's when I was already in touch with Jones. So Jones alikuwa ananiandikia like okay, so tukusaidie hivi, they had organized kama nikipitia Juba na nini, all kind of things. But now after I went to Nairobi, now like okay, I'm Nairobi, before I come back home, you know, I want to stay here first, just to relax na nini, you know, to reflect what I've been going through. Then from there, then I come back home. So for me the plan was like I need to get home, don't niwaambie what has been happening in my life for the last 5 years. So at this time now Jones and I'm okay, fine, no problem, but like we have to do something at the country, you know, like people, they have to know like what you have done, you know, the bravery, like what wamekupongeza ni, but as a country we have done anything. So like pincho naongea na kumekucha na nini, wameinvite, nimeongea niko Nairobi. So Jones akasema like I have some media guys Tanzania, yeah, we want to see if unaweza wakapublish your story na nini utajua. Akasema sawa. So on the first week niko Nairobi, on this kama siku ya 10 siku 11 Nairobi. So watu wa Mwananchi, The Citizen, wakanicheck. So nikaanza kuongea nao, sasa wanaandika story yao. So The Citizen wakaripoti ile habari. So it's a local content, unajua. Yeah. So Mwananchi, I don't know what, gazeti gani likaandika. Now it's at that time now nikajua sasa kwamba hapa nyumbani wanajua sasa. So the moment wamepost, wametoa gazeti na nini, so even my friends sasa wakaanza kuniandikia, people who they didn't even know where I was. Yeah. So like Hassan, this you ni wewe na nini, tunashangaa. So ile the tension ikaanza kuwa kubwa sana, social media, my friends na nini, nikasema hapa in the next one day my family will be knowing everything. So I had to call my sister. Nikamtumia ile article ya New York Times, sister akamwambia soma hiyo article. So my sister anasifungua na anashangaa like what's going on, unajua? Yeah. Nikamwambia soma hiyo article, then from there call me. Then akasoma, akanipigia. Then nikamwelezea kila kitu. Nikamwambia first thing I'm safe. Kabisa niko sawa, msema wasiwasi. Niko Nairobi, nikamwelezea kila kitu. Nikamwambia so what you have read on the article, it says everything. So piga simu nyumbani, muelezee mama what has been happening. Yeah, so she understood. Akampigia simu mother nyumbani, akamwelezea. It was extremely shocking. No one believed it, you know. They were just crying and worried like where this person. So it's at that time now, imagine my sister, she spoke to my mom. Then it took like 2 days before my mom called me. I even spoke to her, you know. She couldn't believe it. She was just praying and fasting and crying like I'm safe. The moment I spoke to my mom was like, Hassan, everything is okay, don't worry. We are glad that you're safe, Usijali. You come back home.
Mothers, man. Mothers.
Yeah. So like, you come back home, you know. Everything's okay. You come back home. Relax. Don't panic. Don't do anything. As long as you're safe, we enjoy nyumbani. So it's at that time, you know, I had to plan. I had planned to stay longer in Nairobi, but I cannot problem. I need to come home. So after I spoke to my mom, the next 2-3 days, I had booked my flight and everything. So I moved from Nairobi through Dar es Salaam, Kenya Mwanza straight. I met my family. Now for the first time after 6 years, it's when I got back home. Because I left home 2017, I've never come back home, even for holiday. Yeah, so Narudi with headlines, Narudi na story, Narudi like, yeah. So you can imagine how it was.
I can only imagine. But tell me, I don't know kama kwa sababu it's a very traumatic experience.
Exactly.
Lakini kwa upande wako imekuwa na good ending, right?
Exactly.
Kwamba you are safe, ulisaidia watu na nini. Kwa tunaamini katika Mungu tunasema una thawabu zako kwa Mungu na vitu kama hivyo. Lakini have you had time ya kuweza kufikiria what could have gone wrong? Umesha kukaa labda baada ya kuwa umeshatoka umekuja. Najua yani you've spoken about it a lot.
Yeah.
Na but have you ever time ya kuweza kukaa na kujifikiria kwamba what if things could have gone wrong?
Yeah, exactly, because unajua you know after sasa you know ile nimetoka sasa kule Sudan, nimeachana vita na nini, sasa niko Nairobi. So you know sometimes you know there's some thoughts, you know, there was nakuja, especially like those days maybe I'm alone, maybe just you know usiku umeamka na nini una usingizi, then unaanza kufikiria. So I had those kind of you know imaginations, I'm imagine like what if this could have happened, unajua, like I imagine, like I picture myself, maybe I'm driving, then like maybe like a bomb just fall in the car, or maybe just a bullet just comes from anywhere, because yes, maybe see target, but like there are a lot of people who died, like most people who died see combat they were targeted. Hapana, it's a war zone, so yani unakutana nayo tu njiani. So I imagine like okay, I'm moving around, then like a bullet just passed through me, you know, what could I do, you know, kama nani maisha yangu yalikuwa maisha hivyo, like was it worth it, you know. So these are the questions, you know, they keep on coming sometimes, but now say I don't think much about that.
Have you thought of maybe therapy just to unpack what you've been through? Because I'm telling you, as I'm listening to you, on this side listening to you, naona kabisa kwamba it's moja sio experience rahisi. Babu sisi kipigwaga tu risasi za polisi tu hapo sasa tunakula kona. Sasa imagine kwamba hii iwe ni part ya maisha yako for this long. Have you thought maybe of trying therapy just to unpack na kuweza kuiangalia kitaalamu katika namna ambayo inaweza ikakufaa zaidi? Have you thought of that? It's not a must, but have you thought of that?
Yeah, I had some thought of it, even like some people they told me like, yeah, no, Hassan, how to go through therapy, like you have to talk to someone, I mean, but maybe I can do it, but I haven't done it.
You haven't done
it? I haven't done it, yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, I haven't done it, yeah. But maybe at some point I'll need to do it, because when I say you know, the trauma sometimes it can even take long, it can even take after a year, then the things will come back, Yeah, but so far now I'm okay, you know, I'm happy that I can share the experience, I can talk to people, like for me talking, as you said, the more you talk, you know, it's like it heals, it gives a, you know, different perspective of what you've gone through, and you know, so
how much has this changed your life and your perception kwenye maisha?
So much, it's a lot. I can't even explain, because you know, first thing, you know, once you go through the war, it's when you understand the value of life, Like you can't imagine, like, have you ever seen someone just running nowhere just to save his or her life, Understand? Just imagine. Now picture that you are looking at someone, or unaona mtu ana running, crying, whatever, just to save his life, you know. So you get to understand the value of life, Once you just feel like, some minutes ago some people died here, you know, ama kuna mtu tu from nowhere just a stray bullet imempiga amekufa, you know. So I got to realize how value our lives are, And another thing is what I learned, like we shouldn't take things for granted. This is something so important, Like I even talk to my friends, My friends naambia, like even, you know, the peace we have in our country, you know, we should take that for granted. Because you won't know the value of something till you lose it, It's not like you think and see like, wow. Because once that thing it's gone, to get it back it's extremely expensive. Like it's hard to afford it. So we should take things for granted. Like the times we have with our friends, you know, the things we have, the moments you create, and everything. Like we should take that for granted. Because kuna muda itafika, like you would wish, you know, like I could have stayed with my family. Maybe I could have gone out with my friends. I could have done this, you know, but you won't have it. So it's the time I figure these materials and whatever, they don't matter at all.
They don't matter at all. kuna vitu ambavyo you thought they were so important,
exactly.
Like unagundua they are not
that much important.
Yeah.
Kwamba when it comes to the point of saving my life, I won't even care about the kind of watch I'm wearing, or I don't know what I own. Yeah. You won't care. Yeah. People, they have left, like someone drives like a V8 Land Cruiser, 2022 model.
Expensive
car. She or he drives the middle of the road, aina mafuta. They just leave it there. I saw, like with my eyes, I have pictures of people I shot from my room. This guy was driving his car with his family. I don't know what happened. The car just went off in the middle of the road. The guy just picked the family and they left. 2 weeks later, as I was leaving the house, that car was still there. Kabisa.
Manake that car was the last thing on his mind.
That's it.
Mimi kakaangu nayefuatana naye when COVID hit, aliumwa sana. Aliumwa akiwa nje ya nchi. Aliumwa sana, lakini Mungu alimsaidia akapona. Wakati anaumwa kipindi kile, tulikuwa tunaanza kuongea naye. Akawa ananiambia, Michael, yani katika vitu ambavyo ujue kwamba kwenye maisha kuna vitu ambavyo ulikuwa unadhani vinamata sana. Paka inapofikia ile point kwamba unaweza kuanza kupoteza vitu, unaweza kugundua ni vitu vinavyomata ni watu wanaokuzunguka, how you make them feel, the family na nini, kama hivyo na. But then sisi kama binadamu tunakuwa tuna kiburi na we don't see that mpaka we placed kwenye hiyo situation. I'd like to think kwamba right now view yako kuhusiana na relationships, relationships na watu in general, vitu ambavyo una treasure now, perspective yako kuhusu maisha itakuwa imebadilika kabisa sana. And I remember when I was texting you juzi jana, ukaniambia, what do you hope to get from this? You remember?
I remember.
You asked me like, why do you want to do this? Mimi kana nimesema the reason I wanted to do this ni point ya mwisho ambayo umeitaja kwamba and this is me as a man kwamba sometimes naweza nikahisi kwamba mimi nina tatizo ambalo limeibeba dunia. Yani naweza nikahisi hivyo. But then again, whatever it is that I'm going through cannot compare to half of what you are going through. Like it cannot come even to half of what you are going through. The risk, the adrenaline, the worries, all those other things put together. Whatever it is that I'm going through now. And that was my think of it. That was my thought of having this talk. Kwamba ni whoever ndani asikiliza sasa hivi waga nasema it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Like it could have been worse. Kwa hiyo you should just appreciate kama upo hapo ulipo. Not saying matatizo yako ni madogo. But I'm just saying it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Exactly.
Man. If I'm asked, so what are your plans for now?
Well,
tunarudi shule au we are done with it au tunaenda kwenye career choice inabadilika? What's the plan for
no, definitely now the plan is to go back to school, so we're trying to to see if you can get some other places, a better place, of course.
Still not Tanzania, but
there's some plans, Zico, some plans in the layer. There's some institutions and they have reached out. So you're the process. So hopefully I have to go back to school, and that's it.
Does it as I'm winding up, I want to ask you, does it bother you because what this experience has brought to you extra attention about labda uko nayo, like people now know you, people want to hear about you, wanataka kusikiza story yako, wanataka kuongea, wanataka it comes with that.
Exactly.
Does it bother you at some point?
No, honestly no, not really. Like as I said, like I like to to talk about it, like sikufanya, or like I didn't do all what we went through maybe for fame or for something or for whatever. No, haikuwa malengo, it wasn't the reason. But still, now this is what it came with it. And I feel like through talking to it or through talk about it, it can make an impact to someone, like it can change the way people see lives, like what wanaguswa sana, like na story yangu, like I have, like I talk to people, strangers from all over the world, people that just calling me. It's like I've just read your story, and you have no idea like how much hope now I have to humanity. Like in this day of life, like there are people who can go out there, risk their lives, for strangers, people that don't even know, you know, so like you have no idea the way your story have changed me. So seeing or reading such kind of comments, you know, yeah, for me it means a lot.
Alafu kama unaamini katika Mungu, manake all those people you help, they'll be praying for you as well.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, ndo hiyo tu. You know, one thing, you know, for me, you know, I'm a believer, you know, I'm a Muslim, and I believe we are getting paid to every act you're doing,
Yes.
Like kila kitu nalipwa, unajua. So any act of kindness, it's rewarded. And for me, what I did, you know, or what we did with my friend Sami, we didn't expect anything from anyone, you know. So the only what we expected is like whatever we are just trying to help out. So and the rewards of this, it's just good, So we did it because we are fasting, you know, to do Ramadan. So bilikuwa ni Mungu tu. Yeah, and that's it.
I 100% agree with you, and I hope narudia tena, I hope ambao umesikiliza you get the essence of why we actually needed to have this conversation, kwa sababu kama mwanaume, kama nilivyosema kwa masa nyingine, naweza nikahisi nimebeba dunia, na ukikaa ukisikiliza watu wengine wakieleza experiences zao inakufanya kidogo uwe humble, kujua kwamba you know what, it's not all bad. Na ulijisema kwamba what I loved about this story ni kwamba unaonyesha kwamba there's still hope for humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yani dunia sio mbaya sana kama ambavyo
tunafikiria. Yeah, exactly.
So Hassan, thank you for doing this, my
Thanks,
guy. Thank you for choosing to actually share your story with us at Men the podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I hope mtu yote ambaye atasikiliza atakuwa na life changing experience kama mimi nimepata. And whenever I hear stories ambazo zinakuja kuonyesha kwamba ni we should purely learn to focus on the things that matter.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and you don't have to haitaki fika kwenye situation mbaya ili tuanze kufocus kwenye the things that matter. You know, that should be everybody's mantra kwenye maisha, you know. So thank you for doing that. That's Hassan Tibwa ambaye tumekuwa naye leo kwenye Men the podcast. Like I said, tumefanya kitu kipi ambacho hatujawahi kukifanya before. Now we just so you know, this is gonna go up on our YouTube channel as well. So utasikiliza of course the audio version, lakini vile vile we have a YouTube channel but we share the details on our social media pages. But remember ni @men_the_podcast on Twitter, @men_the_podcast on Instagram. Kama you want to reach out to us, you know, send us a DM, send us a tweet. If there's anything you want to say, kuna maswali unataka kuuliza, kuna topics ambazo unataka tuzizungumzie, don't forget, just reach us out kwenye @men_the_podcast on Twitter, @men_the_podcast on Instagram. Usually tunakuwa na Nadia, our own resident psychologist, but she had to sit out on this one kwa sababu alikuwa na mambo mengine, majukumu yalimbana. Kwa hiyo hey, what can we do? Ni @mindmatterstz on Twitter, @mindmatterstz on Instagram. There's the link kwenye bio yake ambayo moja kwa moja itakupeleka kwenye website, na hapo utaweza kuzungumza au kutapata namna ya kuweza kuzungumza naye. I gotta thank the Ridge, man. The Ridge want me to host leo, I say. Proper coffee shop. Now I'm going kila siku. So if you want to enjoy your best coffee in Tanzania, wako hapa Chole Plaza. So just drop by here, you know, and order your coffee. And actually, their brand of coffee is Tanzania Pibiri. You know, just the title, just the vocabulary test Tanzania. And it's the coffee that I had. Proper sana. So, you know, check them out. Come here, you know, enjoy your moment. It's only fair, you know, I give them the props kwa namna ambavyo na nyewe pia wametu host. Till next time, thank you for listening to Men the podcast. Peace. And we are done. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to still have this on my head?
Men, the podcast.